Hi everybody. Today I wanted to give you an update on how my goals are coming along in case any of you are curious out there. Before I get into that though, I wanted to briefly show you what I used up in December because I haven't had a chance to show that to you yet. So here is my thin paper Midori insert. I just had a few pages left, so I was able to use all that up and I'm able to recycle that now. Here is my stack of stickers, and I was able to use quite a bit, and as you can imagine, they are mostly seasonal. So Christmas, and then this one was a New Year's celebration one. And I know this isn't super exciting to look at, but I wanted to show it just for accountability, as well as if anybody else out there is trying to do the same thing, just so we can motivate each other. But I am really happy with what I was able to use. I also was able to use up 5 pens, which I was really super happy about that one. So these are just some random ones, right dudes, and then there was a Sharpie, which you don't normally use up a Sharpie very often, but this is my go-to favorite Sharpie, and then this is just a silver metallic pen. So happy about those. And then also, last but not least, is my roll of washi tape that's escaping. There we go. I was able to use up 9 different rolls of some decorative Christmas washi tape. So here's what those look like. And also I was happy about that because I don't remember the last time I've used up that much until January. So are you ready for this? I'm going to show you what I used in January. So my goal for washi tape was to use up at least 24 rolls of washi tape, both in the thin and the solid colors. So let me start with this. These are the thin 2 millimeters, and I used up 13 rolls of washi. I'm astounded. These rolls have a mind of their own here. I just can't even believe it. So that's the 2 millimeter. And then in the 6 millimeter, this is 5. And here's another 5, which is 10. And I'm not done. I ended up using, you guys, 20 rolls of 6 millimeter washi. Now, I used most of this for setting up my planners, but I will take it. So already that is 33 rolls of washi. I'm going to be honest, when I set this goal, I really thought I was reaching for the sky and that it was going to be really difficult. I thought I could do it, but that it was going to be super difficult. But here I am in January. I've already accomplished my washi goal. I still need to, of course, use the regular 15 millimeter rolls, but in this category, I've already accomplished it. So let me show you how my rings are looking. I've showed you my storage. And so I originally had divided these up by color, and I had 3 rolls of the 6 millimeter, and then I also had 1 roll of the 2 millimeter. And as you can see, I am down to 2 rings, which I'm super happy about that. And I think originally I said I wanted to use up half of my 6 millimeters, and then, well, half of both, honestly. Well, out of the 19 rolls of my 2 millimeter, I only have 6 left. This one right here just has a few more rotations on it. This one is already half used. So I think that I'm definitely going to be able to use up all of these if I can find a use for those other 3. And then for my 6 millimeters, I have already used up half of those. And so I said that I wished that I could use up all of those. So I think that I probably can. I'll see how it goes. I don't know how much more I need to use. And so it'll just be the, your regular, just a couple inches at a time. But super, super happy about that. I'm kind of in joyful shock here. Then for my sticky notes, I was able to use up, these are my page flags. So I'm showing these, obviously I haven't used up all of this, but I am showing you that I did use up all of the snowman ones. And then these were the stick marker Canada ones, which they had super cute Eskimos, penguins, and polar bears. So those were my page flags that I used up for January. I was also able to use up the large size of the Target snowman sticky notes. For my pens, I was able to use up 3 pens. My goal in this area was to use up at least 2, if not 3 pens a month. And again, I thought that was going to be a stretch, but I guess I aimed a little bit low because these, I've already used up 3, and so that's really great, but I'm really, really close on, I think, like 2 or 3 or maybe even 4 different pens. I'm getting close to using those up. So I think that this is going to be a goal that I'm going to easily accomplish every month. So here's my 3 for January, and there's going to be a couple more that I will probably use up in the next week, I believe. So here are my stickers for January. So these are some of those LOL ones. These are the monthly My Paper Studio ones that I used for a countdown, and then just some random Mrs. Grossman's ones. Here are my weather stickers that I used up for January. Now, I don't normally use up all of these stickers like this, but the last month I just had some left, so I couldn't really say that I used them all up. But what I'm most excited about is this. So the suns and rainbows, I have used all of those up a long time ago. But because I'm so frugal and I didn't want to waste anything, they had all of these clouds right here that I was manually cutting out. So I finally was able to finish those off. So I can finally throw those ones away. So here's some stickers that were homemade, and just a bunch of just other random ones. I had some penguin ones, just as you can imagine, lots of seasonal ones. Here are just some plain ones that my color for January was blue, so I used these Martha Stewart labels, and then those were just some address label type ones. And then in setting up for February, I was able to use up some heart stickers, and then last but not least are these Doodlebug ones. These were some cardstock stickers that I was also able to finish. So I'm really, really happy. And I forgot this one. I think this is a Sticko brand, and it's a roll. And I had used up these Sunshines a long time ago. Let me put it right side up. The rainbow ones, though, I hadn't been able to use, and so I finally was able to use up those. And in case you're wondering, I track the weather, and what I use the rainbows for are for partly cloudy days. So that is what I used up. So I'm really, really pleased with my progress. Looking forward for February, these are some things that I have pulled out specifically related to February. So the Target Valentine's sticky notes, and then I've also have picked out these, which they're actually fists, but they're pink, so they go along with it. And then just a lot of page flags. If you guys don't know, I use page flags for everything, my pre-planning. So I have no problem and all the confidence in the world that I'm going to be able to use up all of those. And then for my pens, I've already pulled out my pens. And then as you can see, there's lots of pink and red here, so those are my colors, with the exception of the gray one. Since I used up my gray one from January, I use this one in my finance binder. So those are my pens, and I probably will not be able to use up all of these. The Liquid Flare for sure not, and then also the Pilot Juice, no. But I think at least 4 or 5 pens, I'm hoping, cross my fingers, that I'll be able to use up for February. Okay, let me go ahead and talk about no spend, because that's my other huge goal that you're probably wondering about. So how did I do with my no spend? Well, I did great, I think, because I didn't spend any money. So let me show you some things, and I'm also going to explain some things to those of you who are unfamiliar with how a no spend works and just some organization. So I have to say, as far as temptation is concerned, there were I'm going to say 2 things that I put on my wish list, and that is just simply, I'm just writing some things down that I'm just like, okay, if someone is going to ask me for my birthday or for a gift giving occasion, I'm going to tell them these things. And so there was a Pride and Prejudice pencil pouch that I liked, and then also a fountain pen. I know, no surprise there. Those are the only 2 things I put on my wish list. The only time I was tempted was when I went to Target. I know, darn that dollar spot at whatever they call it, playground. And if you guys remember from last year, they had this really cute gift bag and a whole line of like sticky notes and a list pad with a girl that had a really cute black dress that's kind of like Audrey Hepburnish, and she was holding a huge bunch of balloons. That's the only thing really that I regretted not buying from last year, because it was so darn cute. And so, of course, what happens in January is I walk into the dollar spot and there it is. And of course, they have one notepad. So I'm just going to be straight up honest and say I did. I put that in my cart, walked around the store with it, and I swear I had an angel and a devil on my shoulder. On the one hand, the devil was like, buy it, nobody will know. It's no big deal. And on the angel was saying like, but you'll know. And you couldn't live with yourself if you know that you cheated. And then the devil was like, it's only $1. And then the angel's like, you can't fail in the no spend in the first 10 days. So anyway, honestly, it was like this huge conversation that I had with myself, but I ended up not buying it. I was proud of myself. I ended up texting my best friend as I was leaving going, oh my goodness, this was harder than I thought. Because she's doing it with me, but we both didn't spend anything, so that's the goal, right? So also with the no spend, there are a couple of things. If you find that you want or need some things, you can be creative and come up with ways of obtaining those without spending any money. So one of those things I'm going to show you right here. And these are the Happy Planner rings. Now I had no intention of buying those. However, when I washied all of my Happy Planner pages for some color and for covering up the words, I'm pulling it out right now. It ended up, and I'm going to show you, in case you're wondering what it looks like, this is completely washied pages. And this is the full 12 months. These pages up here are the 6 months that I couldn't use, the July through December, because I bought my planner in December. So these are the standard discs that it comes with. So as you can see, it does get fatter and wider, but it's still acceptable. Like I could live with this for the rest of the year if I needed to. I've also for January put a ton of stickers in here, as you just saw all the pages that I used up. And a lot of them are cardstock. So I think it would have been manageable, but what happened was that I went to Hobby Lobby. I needed to return some things, and I wanted to use or return them before the receipt expired. You guys know what I'm talking about. And so I thought, well, I'm here. I might as well look around and see if there's anything that I want or need, because technically I wouldn't be spending any money. And so I found the rings, and as you can see, they were already on sale. I didn't even have to use a coupon on these, and these are much, much bigger. Let me show you the comparison here. So that's the difference. I mean, they're like double the size. So I just feel a lot more comfortable, and you know, for $2.99, why not, right? So I also wanted to show you how this works, and I've explained before, and I'm going to whip out my wallet. Just going to pull out a bunch of things today. So I ended up getting a Hobby Lobby card, of course, and I normally write down the balance. So I still have, even after buying those discs, $16.02. And so I normally just keep cards in my wallet when I'm ready to use something, but actually I have no plans of going to Hobby Lobby. When I was looking around, I was like, you know, there's just really not anything that's catching my eye or anything that I want or need. So I'm just going to go ahead and move this to my finance binder, because this is where I store things until I'm ready to use them. So here are all of my different gift cards that I haven't used, and so I will just put this right in here, and so that is ready to go. So that's how that works, at least in my world. So that's how I ended up with the rings the discs from Hobby Lobby. Now this right here are a couple things I needed and a couple of things that I wanted. What happened, and these are all Container Store things if you recognize that. My husband was in Atlanta for one of his trips because he travels a lot, and I kid you not, he called me and he's like, my hotel is literally next door to the Container Store. Do you want me to go get anything? I'm like, heck yes. And side note, I have had a Container Store gift card for a long time, but I don't live anywhere near a Container Store. It's like the closest one is about 3 hours away. So there were a couple of things that I've had on my list for a really long time. And now I'm going to show you this, because this is my receipt holder for my finances. As you can see, it is humongous, and this is where I keep, those are my cash envelopes in there. It is stuffed to the gills, and I have some more things that I need to put in here that I can't. It's just too fat, and so this really hasn't been working, and as you can see, it's like buckling right here. It's not working. That's just the bottom line. And so if you're familiar with these are accordion files. I have had this on my wish list for a really long time. Actually, let me do this one first because this is the one that I got for my finances. This is the blue one, which is just has variegated different blues in here, and then it just pulls out and it ends up being like, I think it's like 15 inches long or something like that. So it's huge, and definitely I will not, hopefully we'll never outgrow this one. But it's just really pretty and just a lot more functional, and it just makes me a lot happier. Anyway, that was one of the things that has been on my list that he got with my gift card. And then this one, I have some sticker storage in another accordion file, and I've always loved this rainbow one the most. But like I said, I didn't have a Container Store, so I ended up settling for something from Office Max that has not really brought me joy in my life. It's functional, but I don't like using it. And this rainbow one, I am all over it. And so I bought this to replace my other storage for stickers. And then last in the same area was another accordion file. I mean, I love these things, love them. And I've been working on some projects, and I've got some full-size sheets of paper. So I needed this one for that. And so that's why I bought these. Now, I still had a bunch of money left over because it was a big gift card. And so he said, well, do you want me to look around for some more stuff? I'm like, yes, please. And so he ended up sending me a picture of the entire wall of like office supplies and sticky notes. And if you guys have seen that, you're just like, oh, like it's, oh my goodness, I was drooling. And this was one of the things I had him buy for me with the gift card, of course. And you've seen this before. These are my favorite, 100% all time. I would give up all my other sticky notes, or the page flags at least, for these. And I had a little bit of a panic because I originally bought mine off of Amazon, right? Because I don't have a Container Store, and I don't want to just buy one thing off of the Container Store and pay for shipping. So the last time I looked in Amazon in December, they didn't have these anymore. And so I thought to myself, oh my goodness, are these starting to become obsolete, being discontinued? I didn't know, and I'm not telling you that they are. I just know that they're not on Amazon anymore. So I'm like, oh my, if you can see any of these, like, please pick me up some. So he did. So I'm super happy with where I'm at as far as my supply on these. And then on the wall, I was like, oh my goodness, are those Stalogy sticky notes? And he's like, of course, I have no idea what you're talking about. But Stalogy is another one of my all-time favorite brands. These were semicolon, in case you're wondering. So Stalogy, I was like, I think those are transparent page flags. And he's just like, just tell me what to buy. So I just had him pick me up these. And honestly, I used a lot of restraint. I could have picked a lot more, but I ended up just with these transparent page flags, and he bought me a few packs of these. So I am super duper happy. And I still accomplished my goal because I did not spend anything. And another note I wanted to bring up is I've been doing this for a really long time, you guys. And so you just kind of know, or come to know, like, what are your all-time favorite things in the world. And I can stock up on these kinds of things with confidence because I've tried everything else, and I know that these are my favorite. And so I know I'm not going to be wasting any money, even the credit on my gift card. And so I'm just really super duper happy with those. As far as my planning is concerned, my other goal was to stay in all of my planners for the year, which I still am, and I'll probably be doing updates on those later. I wanted to show you a couple of things, at least how my storage is looking. So here are my pen little container, my watering can. So you can see that they're starting to get some space here. I did add a couple of pens just because I was trying to match up different colors in my planners. I know, I'm a nerd. I still have everything sorted out by different planner. And as you can see, there are some colors that are missing, which are the light blues. I've used a lot of those up, and then also some oranges. This one right here, it looks orange, but it's actually fluorescent red. For me, that's just kind of a visual reminder that as the colors are being eliminated, that's more progress for me. So I'm really, really excited about that. And let me also give you an update on my plastic storage. Because I've been using so many of my supplies, after I showed you my original goals and I showed you what these looked like, I really just felt like I wanted to try and use up more. I wanted to add to my goal, and so that's what I've done. I didn't add any to these, but I did organize this, and so I think that this looks a lot better. So these right here are more functional ones that I put into slots. So the social media, these are time management ones, these are to-dos, and those are some health trackers. The ones in the middle are kind of the multicolored ones, just generic rainbow type ones. And then these over here are some seasonal type of ones, so spring and 4th of July, autumn, Halloween, and Christmas. And then I have the quote stickers right here up in the front. So this looks a lot better, and I already took some out that were for January. And then I have this lovely, and this thing is completely stuffed. I think when I showed it to you, it wasn't super cute, and it was a mess. What I ended up doing is going through all of my sticker books, so my big 3-ring binder, and then my huge Franklin Covey A5 binder. I probably pulled out at least half of my stickers, and so I had a lot of these blank label type ones that I just cut up, and then I organized them just in little baggies by color. And so I'll just pull these out. So February, my color is going to be pink. So right now I'm using the blues, which I have right here out for January. And then I'll replace that and just get the pinks out and try to use up a lot of those. And I think it just looks a lot better. I mean, yes, it's a big mess. I still have, a few random ones, like some payday ones and my Instagram ones, but I'm going to try to use up all of these. Then last but not least, I'm going to show you this, which I hope it will get in frame here, but this is what I was talking about. I added so many more stickers. And let me do this by category here. When I pulled out all of my sticky notes, they were all just a mishmash and just kind of jumbled up in the very front and weren't organized at all. And so I just used these mesh pockets to organize them. So these are all of my page flag or my smaller ones that I want to use up. And I do have these organized in order by how I think I'm going to use them. It's according to either the color or the season. And then here are the medium-sized ones. Again, same organization there. And then here are my larger ones. So, of course, that takes up a lot more room. And then I've also another mesh envelope here, and these are my smaller stickers that will actually fit in here. And these are not really organized because these are just kind of random stickers that I want to use up, but some seasonal ones in here, as you can see, and then just some functional ones. And then I've got, these are all those LOL stickers that wouldn't fit in there. So I just have a lot more. These are all the larger ones that I pulled out mainly from my 3-ring binder. And I don't think I'm going to be able to use up like 100% of these, but I definitely want to give it a really good try and use up the majority of them, because I think when I set my goals, I think I set things just a little bit too low. Anyway, I think that's all of my goals update. If you have any questions, let me know. If you are trying to accomplish goals like this, then let me know how you're doing. I know that some of you have joined the no spend, and some of you are doing just a month or a week, and that is fantastic. Just jump in wherever you are, because what I say is whatever you're going to try is going to be progress. So thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys again soon.